Hopefully, this doesn't flicker. We're going to be picking up where we left off. We're still pretty early in the game. I'm still relatively new to the game. And as a reminder, we're doing no backseating, no backseating. Oh, TikTok update broke all my audio. Give me 2 seconds to fix TikTok, since everything likes to unset your audio devices every time you update. It makes me happy. It doesn't make me happy. That's a lie. So that should save that. And yeah, so you're set, and now I need to go to the system stuff. And then the way this works, it means I have to close TikTok entirely and reopen it and do all that stuff. I do love all of this. I say lying. So all you popping in on TikTok, I'm sorry, I gotta reboot the stream. It is what it is. And of course, it's one of those things that it doesn't warn you anything until you're already live. Yeah, no, I know I can drop to halftime. I may end up having to do that. Most trucks in this game don't have a backseat. I am aware. But yeah, so we do have a no backseating rule for this game. Usually it's any game that's going to be heavy around, like, exploration, discovery, the kind of things that once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. And so, like, it's fun to trial and error and get there. Those are about the only times you see that backseating tag pop out on the channel. A lot of the games I play, I do end up having lots and lots and lots of hours into. So it's kind of one of those things. Okay, so it should be live now. And I'm not seeing audio. What is all of this? Why are you the way you are, TikTok? Just let me use OBS like everything else. I'm just going to go with it. I think it has audio. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Anyways, Real story, TikTok. Your live studio software is a smoldering pile of crap. Just let us use OBS. I know if you're big enough, you get to use OBS, but just let us use OBS. So I don't remember what the heck we were doing in the game. So let's go ahead and check. Oh, right. We were trying to reach the pump, and we totally drowned our vehicle trying to get there. Right. All right. TikTok has tried to say that the Blue Yeti is disconnected. No, it's not. I see your equalizer playing. It's right there. It's fine. Whatever. That's gonna distract me, so I'm gonna try and just ignore it. I'm gonna switch off the pump mission for the moment. I think we're gonna want better hardware for that. So you want me to get 2 steel beams. Actually, let's see. Yes, I recommend an off-road truck. We're missing machinery that it wants, which recommends a truck with a crane for. You want service parts and wooden planks for something. What? Where do I pick you up? You just want me to pick that up and drive it down? Like, that's it? Let's actually start working on these ones, because I haven't been doing any of these. We'll start just at the one at the top. Hey, Tristan, how's it going? I'll just start with this one. Okay. Contracts may stretch through the entire region, not just the current location. You have to go through the tunnel that connects locations to reach the target destination. Cool. That's fine. Hey, Radamant, thank you so much for the raid. And, no, Tristan, I'm not playing with any mods whatsoever. But welcome in, Radamant. How was your stream and all that good stuff? And what were we playing? I know I saw you were playing something earlier. Obviously, you were streaming, so you were playing something. I don't think it was RimWorld? I don't remember.
Yay.
Going Medieval, that's right.
It all went well, playing Going Medieval.
And thank you, Radamant, for the 100 biddies. I really do appreciate that. But thank you so much for the raid, and welcome in, Raiders. For those who haven't checked out Radamant, absolutely fantastic creator on the platform. Plays a whole range of stuff from, like, RimWorld to, State of Decay 2 to Going Medieval, among many, many other games. Very engaged with her community. Very much, it is a channel that is very, very community-driven. So I would highly, highly recommend it. And is just an outstanding person. So you definitely should check them out. But welcome in, Raiders. I am playing some SnowRunner. I am very new to the game and figuring it all out. But one extra thing is, before we get too far, I do have a thing that's going on in the channel now that for every sub and every time we get 100 bits, we have a Lego cam. That we get a Lego kit going on. So I'm going to try and figure out what the heck I was doing on this Lego kit and get the next part in place, and I'll be right back. And you can check out the Lego cam. Unfortunately, the mic doesn't quite reach over there, so I'm going to get that part, and you're going to lose my audio for a minute, and I'll be back here in a minute. Alright, so it's one piece. You can't see a whole lot on it now, right now, because it is one of those things that got a tiny little piece going on. What the kit is, that's a mystery. You'll have to figure it out. But it's been going pretty good. It's been a fun little gimmick to do for a little while that, you know, we're just, over the year, we're going to build out the entire Lego kit, and people get to check it out. That said, I am playing SnowRunner. For those who are unfamiliar with SnowRunner is, it's lovingly or not so lovingly, depending on who you ask, also known as Truck is Stuck Simulator. That the gist of what this game is if you've ever played the games like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, where, you know, you get the cargo, you deliver it from point A to B, and you go on those nice paved highways, you know, touring the country and all that. This would be like that if all the roads were terrible, and it was mud, and it was awful. But yeah, so where you might go hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles in American Truck Simulator to deliver something, we might go 5. It'll take just as long because we'll get stuck in the mud. That said, I am working through a bunch of contracts. We are on the very first map in the game. Do you want me to have a crane? I don't have a crane yet. So you just want service parts and planks. We can do that. So I can get the planks here. And service parts I can get here. Okay, and where's my nearest trailer as I've been just dumping them everywhere? We got a trailer up there. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to turn all of this into soup. Go up this way. Oh, that's not going to work. We won't be able to cross that spot that well. Will we? We don't want to go this way. I forgot that northern route is just deep mud. Instead, we can go around this way, go through here, pick that up. We could circle that back this way. There is a path to the mountains over here that should be okay for us. Then go all the way down here to the factory, pick up our service parts, and then we'll backtrack all this again. Just ignore that's only kind of sort of following the route. And we're trying to get way up here. That route is fully destroyed, so we're not going to go that way. We're not going to go over this way to where we picked that up. Instead, we're going to go down this way. Starting to work through all this. But yeah, so I am Rual Storge. I do play a variety of games here on Twitch. I'm most known for my exploits in Project Zomboid, where I used to hold the world record for the highest kill count run ever streamed. That said, I'm a variety content creator, and I do play a whole variety of games. Oh, I actually don't need you up there. That road is probably okay. Alright, that'll be the first part of the delivery. Alright, we're going to see everything on this map from what it looks like. Let's grab our big truck here. I don't think we have anything we want to add to it right now. Alright, let's get going. But yeah. Hey, it's Jess. Thanks so much for the 20 stream streak. Wow, my screen, you can't see it on your end. My screen is like flickering wildly. Alright, it's settled back down. I might have to deal with that. I already tried closing and opening the game, and that didn't fix it. Nah, that's got to get fixed. Unfortunately, I'm having a problem. Let me try the whole unplug, replug. I have my screen is just going wild flickering, like it's reverse strobe light happening here. So I just gonna try yanking the cable. Watch everything get angry at me. That was not smart. Now I have to rearrange all my windows. Desperately try and find where that cable came out. Oh, well, it's definitely not the screen, because the moment it went to the other screen, it started flickering on the other screen, so that's cool. Oh, come on. And I cannot see chat for the moment, so I do apologize. One moment. Alright, that cable should be reseated. I'm gonna try exiting the game out and loading back in. Because I'm not gonna be able to deal with that. Like, it is bad flicker. Like, we're not talking like just like hang, it's like dropping to black and just flickering. So I don't know what's going on with that. I know TikTok just updated their player and it is a smoldering pile of garbage. That is acting up so far this entire stream, so I might just get rid of it. Michigan gameplay. Yes, I do apologize about like the kicking that over. Just dealing with the technical difficulty that didn't start until I started stream. My favorite. But yeah, so unfortunately that does happen. But we'll see what happens with this. If this doesn't fix it, I'm gonna try killing the thing over we're streaming, because I am streaming to TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And I'm just, by default, almost wanting to always blame TikTok, because the TikTok live studio is really bad. Like, it eats your CPU for breakfast. You know, streaming is so easy. You just hit go live and boom, you're streaming. Nothing else to worry about. Yeah, unless you do literally anything. And then just expect stuff to break. Alright, so, take 2. It remembers the route and everything, thankfully. So we'll just go ahead and go here. But yeah, so you'll notice immediately, it's not like American Truck Simulator or whatever, where you drive on the nice roads and all that. Everything is a swampy mess, and you just make it work. So if you notice where I'm not driving on the roads, you can figure out pretty why as I immediately start getting stuck in the mud. But we're still pretty early on. This is actually the very first map in the game. And I think the game, people said it was something like 5, it was either 4 or 5 maps without any DLC, and I think it was something like 9 or 10 with DLC. Yeah. Yeah, setting checkpoints before quitting and them still being there is super clutch to this game. Oh yeah, imagine remembering your waypoints in games so you can do stuff to help yourself remember what you're doing for the next time you play. It's such a wonderful, wonderful quality of life feature that so many of these games have. But thank you again for everyone popping in. I do apologize for technical difficulties and whatnot. It is not flickering for me now, so hopefully it stays that way. It is the first day we've had it flickering, and we've been playing this for the last couple days. That said, my stream, I do have a format where I usually will do 2 games a day. I have the first half stream as 1 game, and the second half stream is another game. So we just began stream. We're only about a little over 20 minutes in, so we got plenty of time for this game. Alright, turn off 4-wheel drive to save some gas. And you can slip and slide and skid and bounce and roll over and everything in the road. And this isn't like, this isn't like State of K or GTA where you roll over onto your hood and you go, no problem. You just wiggle your wheels and hold a direction, you're right back on your wheels and all that. This game, the moment your vehicle turns upside down, it stalls. And it will not turn back on unless you happen to have enough momentum that it gets back onto its wheels by itself. Oh. It's supposed to turn back here. My waypoints, I made them in a confusing way. Yeah, we'll just strike a rock for a little engine damage, no big deal. We're just reminding the engine who's in charge. But yeah, so I do play a variety of games on the channel. I play a lot of like survival games, city builders, settlement builders, roguelite games. I've been playing a lot of simulation games lately. But it's a pretty broad mix. About the only thing you don't see me play a whole lot of is, like, competitive games or first-person shooters are pretty rare on the channel. Not that they never ever happen, but it's pretty rare. Let's see, you've come up with the most dangerous inventions of the creation of Demon Core. Chainsaw nunchucks. Okay. I'm the highest viewed SnowRunner streamer on Twitch. That doesn't surprise me. SnowRunner seems to be one of those games that goes in waves where sometimes it has like a whole lot of viewers and sometimes it has basically none. You know, and it could be like when there's updates or when a big name pops in and tries it. A lot of categories have that kind of thing. Project Zomboid has that same thing too. That you'll have like sometimes they'll be sitting at about like 200 average viewers, and other times it'll be at like 3,000-4,000. All depending on, you know, is a big name back into it? Did they have just an update? Is whatever going on? I'm actually a little curious come February what happens to Project Zomboid category, unfortunately. Because in a lot of ways, one of the groups that has been kind of carrying the torch for Project Zomboid has been the South Korean streamers, who, for those who haven't been watching, Twitch is going to cease operations in South Korea entirely in February. So I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those things that, because it makes the category look dead, it kind of becomes its own self-fulfilling prophecy. We'll see. I do think Project Zomboid is kind of in a rough spot until Build 42 drops. It is the downside with having a very slow update cycle, which I as a player prefer, but as a creator can be really tough because it means you have a lot of dry spells. Alright. So this is going to be a bit dicey, but I do need to get back across that mud to the other side to go get our service parts. And this is kind of the best route we have to this location. The other way is like straight up underwater. I think it'll be alright though. Like worst case, if we get really caught up in the soup, as long as the truck by itself can move, I could drive quite a way forward and then, you know, grab it with our winch and pull it forward. Taking a break from Zombie until the next build. I think that's pretty much, outside of people who that is their only audience for creators, is mostly true. You have a couple people who like dip in from time to time. Like there's some big name streamers who pop in and they will play some Zomboid for you know, a couple of weeks or whatever and then pop back out, which is fine. But we're kind of at that phase of the game, and that's true of a lot of games. Like people do the same thing with like Kenshi. Is you'll pop in for a little while, you know, maybe put in a week or so, a little longer if you're like really committed to a run, and then you pop back out, which is fine. But I think for a lot of the player base, outside of a handful of diehards, you know, we're all kind of in Build 42 waiting room. Kenji is excellent, but yeah, that's a game that hasn't had a meaningful update in years and years. Because they're working on the second one. It's just, you know, taking a long time. But it does sound like they are still working on it. They were hiring someone pretty recently. I can't remember. I think it's a writer. Oh yeah, no, Kenji is wonderful. You gotta have a really strong stomach for jank, though, with Kenji. Like, it's wonderful, but it is a janky game. Most of the jank is amusing and endearing. Not all of it, but most of it. Like, the pathing is one of the frustrating kinds of janky you run into, where you send someone on a journey, and if you don't kind of babysit them a little bit, you find them running back and forth in the middle of nowhere. Like, literally back and forth in the middle of nowhere, and going, thanks, man, you're literally starving to death because you couldn't figure out how to run. Good job. But it's a fun game. I enjoy it a lot. I put a lot of hours in Kenshi. Alright. There we go. Just using the quick winch to save ourselves a little time spinning tires in the mud. Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of thematic runs happen in Kenshi, and one of the very common ones that people go for is they'll have some plan for a run, and something will happen that they get captured by like the Holy Nation or the United Citizens or United Nation or whatever they're called in that game. There's two different ones. That they're slavers and get taken as a slave, and they're like, nope, everything that our run was is out the window. We're getting revenge on these guys. But that's just Kenshi things. Alright, let's try and get up on the edge here a little bit, so we're not quite in the mud as much. And if things get really bad, I have plenty of ways to free myself. I just don't need to put the effort into it quite yet. Alright. Alright, almost out of the mud. The good news is I don't have to go back in this route. We finished everything on that little middle island. I just wanted to retrieve my my trailer from over there. Alright, turn off 4x4 for a minute. And put it right back on. There are main roads you can go through some of the places. The issue is they don't always reach everywhere you want them to. So you often have to take some of these side roads that get a little tenuous. Okay. Alright, we'll do this differently. We'll do this kind of the easier way. We will detach the trailer. Let's go up here. And we won't fight with this all day. Oh, come on. I'm hitting the wrong button, so I didn't pull this up. A lot of times when you're down there in the muck, you can just drive the truck to a place that's a little less mucky, then attach the winch. And it just gets much easier to deal with pulling the trailer through the mud. There's all sorts of things you can do to finagle stuff. Alright, we're all attached and back on the road. I say before... Oh, it's a rock. I was like, I say before immediately getting stuck in the dirt again. Alright. Yeah, now Kenshi's one of those games you can make of it whatever you'd like to make of it. You can have a fairly peaceful run where you just trade and do all that sort of stuff. You just craft and whatever. That almost never lasts very long. Alright, I see. Keep accidentally hitting the wrong buttons. Oh yeah, no, SnowRunner is a game you can get yourself in lots of trouble. It's not a puzzle game on any stretch of the imagination, but there are a lot of places this game you'll be tempted to do stuff that really isn't helpful. There's a lot of times what looks like a shortcut that's very not a shortcut. What are you stuck on that you're fighting me that hard? You on a rock? I've done this route like a dozen times now without hardly any issue, so I'm really confused that I'm having to fight it this much. That's fine. Alright, come on. You took a shortcut and you never heard it from again. That's the way a lot of shortcuts in the game is. You'll look at the map, you'll be like, this is the shorter route, and you just won't notice the big pool of water until you get there and you go, oh, well, I'm already out here. Do I just dive into the sea of water here, or do I take a different route? Dakota Star, this little maneuver is going to cost us 51 years, pretty much. Well, I mean, in this game, it costs you more than that. You get there, and then you can't manage to get through it, so... Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Usually when you've committed that far, they're that far up on a route, and then you realize it's just a pool of water, you're like, well, for me to backtrack to the correct route, or, like, the less awful route, is going to take longer than for me to, like, just reset back to, you know, back to start. Sorry. So what you end up doing is you end up just going for it. How deep can the stream be? Yeah. Now we've done that one. We had finished a mission, and I'm like, well, the next mission's on the other side of this river, and I have to backtrack all the way. That's gonna take me forever. So yeah, let's just, you know, absolutely send it and just see what happens. Got like 5 feet in, immediately just drowned in the river so far as the whole thing. Using a winch in real life is scary. It's like you can hear and feel the force, and if something is going to snap, yep. The good news is this is a video game, and our winch is immortal. It is incapable of failure. Because in real life, you definitely wouldn't do what I'm doing right now and just drag a trailer behind you with a perfectly good hitch. Now I could correct it, but I mean, honestly, I'm not worried about it right now. We're just trying to make it over here. The downsides are burning through our gas fast, which is a problem. Alright, I will have to... reattach up here. Because it's not considering attached before, and it won't let me load the payload. Do you use modified fire hoses for towing anything? Since they stretched, they were less likely to snap in two. I'd send the ends like a whip, the cable. Yeah. Alright, so we want to park. I keep forgetting. It's not based on the trailer like other games, it's based on the cab. Alright, we are looking for service parts. So now I've got a load on our truck. It's time to go back the way we came. So now I took it from the easy part to the harder part. Gonna get flatbed, do that all in one trip? No, the lumber is by my objective. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this here, and then we'll grab the lumber on the way by. Like we'll grab the lumber in the next route. You do have both on there, right? Yeah. Like you should. Don't mind me. Having issues because of camera. Use insect things that don't stretch much, more than a few inches. Try to keep all the metal hardware right at the truck. Yeah, I've got nothing to say with like the towing stuff. Most of the towing stuff has never been anything of any reasonable amount. It's just been like you're towing another vehicle behind you, like a normal, not commercial vehicle, like consumer vehicle or whatever. All right. As you can see, I'm fighting this a lot more to get it where I'm trying to go. Part of this is I need to spend money on upgrades, but one of those things I'm running into with the game is because you don't know what you don't know kind of things. You know, it's like, do I spend my money now on stuff and then turn around and get a different vehicle there and be like, oh wait, I want to get all the upgrades for this. And I believe you can swap the upgrades for a lot of vehicles and all that. I just don't know what the limitations are. And you don't need to spoil it for me, like, no backseating kind of giving that information. But it is a thing that I've been kind of waiting until I find, you know, I'm in a stage where, like, I really need the upgrades that we're going to do it. Like, I'm tempted to get the snorkel for the Scout, because the Scout's the only vehicle I think I have right now that can reasonably do the pump mission, but it's struggling there as well. All right. Cool. We have to fight this a little bit to get over this hill. All right. So once we get out of that muddy spot, we should be mostly okay. So yeah, this game is top tier in your opinion? So ambient, you always want a little bit more? Yeah, I think my only... So like, I would definitely agree this is an absolutely excellent game that I would definitely recommend. If this is the sort of game you're into, awesome, play it. The only thing I would say is if you're someone who does not handle like setback frustration kind of stuff well, it might not be the best time for you, because there are times you are going to get stuck. That you kind of have to reset and try again kind of deal. That's fine. But there are a few pain points I wish they would do. Like, I wish I could turn off the day-night cycle. It's nice for the ambiance side of things, but you find you just fast forward through night each time kind of thing. And then, like, little stuff like the whole... I ran into a situation the other day where I didn't realize I needed to accept a mission. I just saw, like, a vehicle stuck. I'm like, oh, I can go pull this vehicle out. And I pulled the vehicle out on my second attempt and got it clear. And it's supposed to be, like, a pretty hard vehicle to pull out, from what a lot of people were saying. But I didn't accept the mission. And what ended up happening with that was I had trouble getting to where I had to accept the mission there. Alright, so where... I take the path. Let's take the one straight across. That'll be easier. Because there's just like a stream ahead of us kind of thing. So I get like one spot that's rough up there. And now get me onto the road faster so I could switch out of all-wheel drive to conserve gas. And then we'll just drive by the gas station here in a minute, top off, and we'll be good to go. What's wrong with running out of full fuel? It's just a setback. I'm not trying to see a damage, just trying to click on the attachment point back there. Alright. This is giving me a lot more, like, I've done this exact payload on this exact route, and I don't remember having nearly as much problems. Maybe it's just this trailer might be a different trailer than I used the last time, and maybe it's not as good for it. Alright. Let's try and get over to the other side. Okay. Alright, we're almost over this. We just got this last little bump here that we go over. And then that little pool of water over there. Which I already have a trick that makes that's not that big a deal. Well, that truck's thirsty. I mean, it's a big, heavy hauling truck. You know, hauling a big, heavy load. They generally don't make good gas mileage. And then we're off-roading four-wheel drive too, so we'll see if we can't just go straight across this. More than likely what'll happen is the truck will get across it okay, but when the trailer gets there, it'll bog down. That's pretty much what I expected. Easy to solve. Let's go right up here. All right. And now I've got the hill between us. I'll just start using the winch, because that winch right now is trying to pull me into the hill, which is just going to help me, versus at a different angle. Now that the trailer's lined up, that's not the case, so we're slowing down. Alright, let's get out to the hill real fast, or out to the road. We'll attach this trailer, and then it's time to the gas station. Alright, and four-wheel drive off, because now I'm on flat ground, so it's not needed. Alright. So now I can take the main road most of the way to where we're going. We hit the worst part. There's going to be another patch of kind of swampiness towards the end of the route. But should be mostly just minor dirt and stuff like that. Just gotta watch, because this thing will have fishtail on me. There's the gas station right ahead, so we can top ourselves off before we run out of gas. Alright. And we're all refilled. Hey, S2D Vites, thank you so much for the raid. I do hope you had yourself a good stream. And what were we streaming tonight, and how did it go? Welcome in, raiders. Okay, I'm not sure which route we're actually going on. But how was the stream and all that stuff? And thank you for everyone who came, through with the first raid, who are hanging out. I do know we were pretty significant shift in genres, so I understand. People are like, "Oh, I was looking for Colony Build." Product Zomboid, new run starting next time. Got hugged. Yeah, you always got to watch out for those bitey hugs. So if you're looking for some Project Zomboid, S2D Vites has been going, got that going on over there, so you can definitely check them out. And good times to be had there. Double checking things. Cool. Alright. But yeah, so lately we've been doing a bit of SnowRunner, having a good time with that. We've also been doing Farm Sim quite a bit lately. Having a really good time with a nice challenge run we've got going on there. RimWorld, we got a nice casual run going that we started yesterday. We had a vote on the channel, and that's what people wanted to go with. RimWorld's getting kind of tricky. I still really enjoy the game, but it's getting really hard to come up with, new stuff I want to do that I haven't already done a bunch of times. You did manage to get your base fortified before dying? That's how that works. It's like once everything's settled, so you're like, alright, now I can just chill, is immediately when you die. Alright, so we're already across the other side of the river now. That should be just driving up to do the drop-off. We drop over 2 sets of service parts. And after the service parts get dropped off, we just have to backtrack a little bit for some lumber. That'll be no big deal. Alright, there's a detour because that road is washed away. I imagine this gets really nice once you start getting like the proper upgrades on your trucks, because like we're just using street tires. We have an engine upgrade. I think we have the lift kit on this one. I gotta double check that. But all those are upgrades we found. We haven't bought anything for it. And back on the main road. And this is just the regular difficulty. We're not playing on the super hard difficulty. The super hard difficulty makes like managing money a very big issue in the game. Like right now, if I mess up and I just bury my truck in the muck, I can hit a button and teleport back to the garage and try again. With a very high difficulty, that has a significant expense to it, and you can get yourself into effectively an unrecoverable state where you've just spent too much money. But as a new player, I usually will start games on whatever their, default recommended, whatever you want to call it, difficulty is. Alright, looks like we got some mud here, so let's try and go along the edge. Okay. It's probably also worth our time to look into the next tile as well, because we're still doing missions here that we don't have any more upgrades on the map. But each region is split into separate little maps. Little being very relative here. And I haven't looked at any of the other ones yet. So it's entirely possible if we took the time to check one, we could get upgrades that really help us back here. I don't know, I'm definitely of the mindset I'd rather just work through the objectives and get them done. Okay, so it's just, I understand. It's nighttime, so I couldn't see really well, so I had that marker in the middle of the path, and I'm like, there's no road there. Alright, this looks like it's gonna get pretty sloppy muddy. I'm gonna try and cut straight across versus sticking in the mud. Alright. There we go. It also helped if I could see what I was doing. Alright. Is it in four-wheel drive? You really can't see? Yeah, no, it's in four-wheel drive. Yeah, no, the four-wheel drive is like right down here next to me. The all-wheel drive. And I have absolutely accidentally hit the wrong key and turned that off before. Where I'm like, man, why am I struggling? And you look down and go, oh, I actually turned off four-wheel drive at some point. Alright. And then the planks should be considerably lighter than these are. So this is the hardest part, is just getting these up here. Oh, don't. Hey. I hit a rock and started to turn, and then the weight of the trailer started shoving me to start rolling me. Hey man, you don't mind if I take out your fence, right? You're the one who decided I needed to drop this junk off in your backyard. Which you don't actually have a good path to. Alright, so we've dropped off that. The logs we get from... Why did you stop tracking that? Oh, that's because it's down there. Alright, so logs come from down there, so I could pop down here, I believe... I know it's a bit washed over there, but I believe that's not too bad. We can go on the main route in here. I can go up here. And we'll see how that is. I'll see if I can't just cut straight across. Look, man, I'm trying to put a point for the way back here. We'll see if that'll work. You hated the house so much. Yeah, it's like, it's weird, like, no, you gotta take it around back. It's like, look, man, I'm dealing with a whole, like, a flood rolled through here. I don't got time for this nonsense. Alright, I'm moving forward time because I can't see what I'm doing. Ah, daylight. Oh, you're connected there? I mean, that makes sense, but I also not what I need. That explains why I wasn't getting the direction I want. We got some rocks here to avoid. That's probably what we got stuck on the way up. No, this is a different route. That's right. Okay. The map did not imply it was this bad, but let's just see how it goes, I guess. Do our best to keep out of the middle part that's all dug up, because there is not like anything to anchor to over here. All right. Okay, first part done fine. Alright, let's see if we can get through this part without sinking in again. Yes, this is definitely not the way we want to come back, though. Which is the way I marked, but it's definitely not the way I want to come back with, like, an actual load. I could probably fight it using that winching technique I was just doing there, where I detach the trailer, then winch the trailer to me. But it's probably better I just go up over those hills like we did with the service parts. Okay. Now we just get right past the thick part of this mud. Okay, just pull that on through. It's almost out of the mud entirely. And now we can attach it up and go about our day. Or not. Alright, I can use that. What I want to do, I'm actually trying to get where I can connect one of these to the trailer. There, that'll actually work. So it should start to force this sideways. At least that's the plan. That's fine. This will work too. There we go. Okay, gave me a little bit of fight, but that's alright. Is there going to be a version of this soon enough that will be totally photorealistic? It seems pretty close at times. Don't know about that. I know the next version is called Expeditions. That the Expeditions version, instead of being about, like, hauling cargo in an area that's been hit by a disaster, will be more like around science expeditions. So you'll go, you know, into areas that we just haven't gone yet, like in the jungle or up into, like, mountain areas and whatever. So it'll still be the dealing with all terrain. You don't have to, like, haul science equipment and everything. It'll be a lot less focused on, like, repairing bridges and such, and way more on that end of things, which should be very interesting. Because it gives them a reason to be like, alright, you're going to Antarctica. You know, stuff like that. So I definitely don't want to take that route on the way back. Alright. And you go here, pick up the 2 sets of planks. Yeah, I don't know. I do think the emphasis is a lot more in your dealing with just ridiculous areas to get to and less on just straight up hauling, but I think that's not a bad move for them because a lot of their past games have been entirely focused around just the hauling aspect of it. Oh, cool. Banged up our tires pretty good. So having something that just kind of deviates a little bit, you know, keep things fresh. Versus if we have just another driving in the mud, hauling stuff, but, you know, the map's a little different. The map being different's an interest, but if it's, like, literally the same gameplay game after game, each consecutive game will be having a tendency to hold people's attention for shorter and shorter times. Cool, just a heads up, Justin. I'm looking to not have back seating. Even if I'm making very obvious mistakes, that's cool. Part of the big fun of these kind of games is making mistakes and then learning from them, hopefully. Alright, so we're going to take this route, because that was definitely not the winning route. The other thing I need to do, they've got gas back here. So when we get to the center of town, we're going to take a quick detour, because I'm a little bit worried that if we get into the thick of it, I might not have enough gas to just go through and do like the 2 deliveries in one run. So we will go and just drop off the flatbed in the middle of town. We'll drop this off in the middle of town. And circle back. All right. Alright, we're fine. I'm pushing too hard up on these shoulders. It's still figuring out, like, when's the good time to ride in the shoulder and when's the good time to, you know, just deal with what's here. Like, obviously when the mud's really bad, they got some thick mud here. It's not deep mud, just mud. So riding up with the shoulders helps out quite a bit. When you're just dealing with dirt, a lot of times riding the shoulder doesn't help you much. Oh yeah, now I still think my proudest rope is just dealing with the scout and then just, you know, you start to roll over and just snap the rope out real fast to prevent the rollover. Alright, so what we're going to do over here where this spot is, I'm going to drop the trailer for just a minute. And I'm going to race down, top off the gas tank. Just as a safety thing. I probably can make it without the top off, but it'd be pretty low. There's no reason to take the risk, because if I run out of gas, then I gotta go and make a really far out of the way trip. And I'd rather not. Especially with the gas being, like, I think it's just past this building over here on the left. So it's convenient. I want to say there's still a vehicle I've got buried in the water over here somewhere, so that when we finish the plank delivery, I might be in the area with a vehicle good for pulling our vehicle out. Alright. I do like the steer emote, the version we have here. Like, the frantic one has been always the classic that so many people have, and it's solid, like, it's A+. But, I like having ours where it's a little bit different. It's like just as panicked, but a lot less chaos. And back in our route. Hey, Insane Spork, how's it going? Which one's the route? Okay, this is the route. So this shouldn't be as bad as where we just did this route a moment ago with the service parts. I believe the service parts are much heavier than the planks. Because that's the way it seemed the last time I had to do both materials for like a bridge or whatever. There's his pizza on the way. Nice. We have leftover chili from yesterday. Alright. Sainsbury says, started this game today, put about 4 hours in, and you love it. Did get a little mad at the hill, though. There was an upgrade up there, and I rolled my vehicle 3 times. Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier, is like, it is a fantastic game. You have to have a decent amount of patience, though, because you can definitely get yourself into situations where, you know, you're losing progress because you're rolling your vehicle and stuff like that. Alright, so just trying to continue rolling forward with this. Just saying, it's an awesome game, true example of slow and steady winning the race. Yeah, taking the time to like look around and be like, alright, so that's where I need to get this material, but is this the best way to get it to that location? Come on, there you go. I disconnected. Like, just figuring out a better route or a better approach, or, you know, switching up your vehicles, or trying just a different way of tackling a problem will get you a lot of progress. Alright. Oh, it was a tree branch. I saw something dark, like, sliding back. It's like, wait, payloads can't fall off your thing without being detached. Okay. We're almost over this hill. And once we get over this hill, I'm probably going to leave this trailer up here. I've got several trailers that can handle 2 things of cargo. This is a very out-of-the-way and inconvenient place to deal with. And I never know when there's going to be a resource I need up here. So I've got a bunch of trailers all over the map now. Every once in a while I have to go back and grab a trailer because they end up slowly migrating towards destinations versus sources of materials, but that's fine. I'll learn a lesson and try and slow down this time. So that the trailer trying to fishtail us doesn't shove me on my side. Alright. So we got that done. We have these, which recommends an off-road truck. The Motel Woes. So what is the source you want me to grab stuff from? Oh, so you want me to grab that trailer. I thought there was a vehicle drowned up here. That's fine. So what we could probably do is go up, grab that trailer, get that back to town. So for now, you live here. And the way we'll go, that's a dead end, so we'll go back down here. Now once we get that, we can pop up here. Take the main road there. And just literally take the main road back. Alright. Should be doable, probably on what gas we have left in the tank. Alright. Because I'm honestly just like running around, just whatever quests we have, just trying to do them now. Because eventually we're just going to tap this entire map out of stuff on this map other than like the bigger regional objectives. Which will then open up the next section of the map to deal with. Alright. Now we've got the trailer just up here. Then I'll be to just take that back down to the motel. Let's be a little bit mindful that that is some pretty nasty mud right there. So probably plenty fine for a truck to go through, but we don't want to take the trailer through that. Hey, the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's try and scooch around the edge of this mud. We will definitely be murdering that mailbox. I'm trying to go out of my way to hit it. There we go. The mailbox had to go. It was out of style. It was definitely far enough out of style. I'm pretty sure we can take credit for just saving their lives. It was that important. Alright. Ooh, you real soupy. Okay. Try and ride up on this hill as much as possible and stay out of that. Don't roll. Be my friend. We can be cool. Oh, that is tenuous how much I'm tipping that trailer over. Yeah, the HOA says it needs to go. That mailbox wasn't in compliance. HOA says all mailboxes out here need to have a wood pattern finish. Black paint is not acceptable. And of the wood pattern, it must be oak, pine, or walnut. Cherry and mahogany are not allowed. None of these fancy reds and dark browns. They must look natural, no dark stains. You are expected to do a coating of polyurethane or wax, though, to properly seal it, though. We don't want that fading too fast. If you can't find someone to provide, the HOA does have a partnership with the uncle of one of the people running the board. Does sell it. But mahogany is life. I mean, don't get me wrong, in real life, mahogany is an absolutely gorgeous wood. Usually, though, it's pretty dark finishes. Which is the meme I was running with, as only doing stuff that were lighter finishes. Because that's the type of nonsense an HOA would have. Like, no, it's gotta be wood, but it's gotta be this style of wood. However, if you put in the time to submit, I forget what the forms are called, submit the proper forms, you can potentially get an approval so long as it is in line with the aesthetic of the area. So you might be able to convince us to accept poplar or something. But don't you dare try and sneak any dogwood by. Straight out. Alright. Actually, I haven't done it in a while. I actually used to do a lot of woodworking. Mostly like wood turning and that kind of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I built shelves and whatever as needed. On my own, like the workbench I have in the garage I built myself. But generally speaking, for me just having fun doing woodworking was usually wood turning. As well as things that you can get a bunch of blanks of wood that are like really cheap by just, you know, finding someone who's cut down a tree and just chopping up a log. Get a bunch of blanks out, do a bunch of wood turnings. Doesn't matter if they're useful or not. Yay! Alright, so we've got that knocked out. So this requires the heavy crane, which I do not have. I could buy it, but I don't have it. We do have an off-road truck recommended for hitting the pumps out here. And we've tried to do this pump out here, and we got pretty far. We get right around to this spot, and then just getting to the point where we're going. And that's where we left off yesterday. How much you got now? Oh, I got plenty of money. Like, that's just it. The whole thing isn't a money issue. It's very much, but I don't want to spend the money because I might want something else later, kind of issue. So those, oh, I think the plan is telling me that's off the tile versus the Farmington.
Will be your downfall.
So where do I get this from? Oh. I literally just get it from here and take it there? It's just like right there? Oh, okay. Sure, recover that, because I'm on the opposite side of the map. Leave. It wants me to get a curtain one and just drive it like a block away. I guess it's probably like one of the first missions in the game that was like an actual story mission. I've just been ignoring it. Alright. But yeah, no, I'm probably sitting on, what would be like 30, 40, 50,000 or something like that. Like, I've finished almost all of the side missions on this map, just not the big missions. So I know there's a wet spot over here I should skip. But I'd rather just beeline across this and not care. Because remember it was rough when we first started. We've had a lot of upgrades, so let's just do it. Use momentum. Yeah. Don't roll, please. Alright. After all the missions we've been doing, it's just like, take this down the road. There's one pool of water between you and your destination. It's like, okay. Sure. I mean, I guess the farm gets a little swampy, but not bad. Oh, no, absolutely, JD saying saving money is like never using potions just in case. And then you end the game with chests full of them. Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm gonna finish this, consume the orphan one? What are you talking about? But yeah, no, it's absolutely exactly that kind of problem where just you've got the resources, but you're choosing to not use them. There we go. So we have wet harvest. You want me to deliver bricks, wooden planks, and metal beams there. And it's telling me I can get most of that from over here. That's got some bricks on it. And that's a source for wooden planks. I can also go up here and get this. Which that's just the straight route down that way. Which is honestly, I mean, that's not a good spot. That's right. This whole area here sucks. That's right. We can go around this way. I haven't accepted the King of the Hill mission yet, I don't think. I don't think we've gone that route. It's basically telling me I can get all the parts from all over the place. But yeah, so we can get the metal beams from over here. We can get the bricks from over here. We can get the, like, a bunch of that stuff. What I can't get is I can't get the planks from over there. That's the fuel carrier we've got left over there. Oh, right, I still have that truck up here that's still swamped. More bricks up there, too. You're my 4-spot one? Yeah, so my 4-spot one's way up there. I could drop down here, grab that, and grab most of my materials I need. Yeah, the two bricks and the metal beams I can grab from over here. And then I go over here and grab the 2 things of wood. I'm gonna need to grab one of my trailers that's 4-spot, and I can go up to the factory and get that. So for that, just run right up the road here. Actually, not that way. Just go up the main road that we've repaired all the spots on. It'll be a nice, quick, easy peasy ride the whole way up here. I don't think there's... I'm gonna get the service parts there, but I don't need those. And from there, we're gonna backtrack down here. So there's water on that route, so that's a terrible route to take. That's up to the tower. I don't feel very confident that we can cut across here and not have it go horrifically, so I guess I am going to be going back in the main road. That doesn't actually go up there. That I remember is treacherous. I cut this corner, but there's no need for it. So we are just circling back around here, down there, cutting across here. That's those supplies. There's water in that track. So I'll be going back the way we came over here. Where am I taking these again? It switched my mission. Oh, I have to start. Okay. Where's the drop-off? Okay. Alright, so it's gonna be a way out of the way mission. I have no idea what you're talking about, Darth. Let me check some. Dealing with it. There we go. I was getting on the Discord and all that. It was being like, your audio device has changed, and it was blocking it so I couldn't see any of the other information in case I had to have any information going back and forth. You know, or people trying to reach me or whatever. Yeah, and I didn't actually accept the mission. I just looked at the requirements and moved on. Alright, let's try and get all the way up here. Alright. Now I just take the highway the whole way up to the factory, grab our stuff, and then drive the whole way back. That's not true. I drive to the factory, and then I go to the warehouse over that hill that's annoying, and then we drive the whole way back. Because unfortunately that hill's kind of the best way to go over there, because from the north it's just water and swampy. We're going to be bringing a real heavy load this time, so we cannot be taking a swampier route. Okay. Hey, Captain Insanity on a 5-stream streak. Thanks so much for tuning in for the last 5 streams. I do appreciate that. Getting your extra 450 points. Nicely done. Alright. There's a freeze in Florida tonight? Okay. I actually don't know if the freeze is getting all the way down to where I am. Bit. And then we got Luxray on a 25 stream streak, so thank you so much for that. You know, catching all those streams without missing a single one. It does mean a lot that everyone would tune in so much without, you know, not missing a beat and all that. Means a whole heck of a lot. And Darth Dragos on a 20 stream streak, so thank you so much for catching the last 20 streams. Do appreciate that as well. Everyone getting all those extra points, tuning in so regularly, means a whole heck of a lot. Alright, we should be getting relatively close to the factory. Streakception? Yeah, everyone's streaking. We got Siam Incognito on a 3-streak streak, saying, not sure how I got my streak reset. I haven't missed a stream that I know of. Sometimes it just forgets, unfortunately. It might not be on you. There's, unfortunately, sometimes it has issues. Nothing I can do on my end to help, unfortunately, just the way it is. Yeah, getting all those stonks. Alright. Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely annoying. Like, I think it's a really cool feature. But, they gotta sort out a couple of little snafus it's got. How am I doing on time, by the way? Actually, it's not too long till 9. But don't worry, we're still going for quite a while longer. There's just a little bit after 9, I end up taking a quick, like, you know, 2-3 minute break. It's just, you know, it's when my wife gets home, so I can welcome her home. Usually we'll grab her dinner and all that right then. But, like, that's already cooking. It's literally just put in a bowl. But that'll be a little bit yet. It's not quite time. Alright. Making real solid progress to this. We barely used any of our gas. Alright. No, it should be fine. We can double check, because I needed the bricks and the metal beams. Let's just double check to make sure. I'm pretty sure we wanted to go to warehouse, which is over here. And they have bricks and metal beams. And then once that's done, that'll be for that set of objectives. I'll have to go up here for the wood. Nah, so we're good. Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. Is it didn't have one of the 4 cargo trailers because I need four cargo spots worth of stuff from the warehouse, and so I could take the 2-1 and take 2 trips, which isn't a bad idea. But I'm gonna grab the 4-1 and go and take our chances. I'll probably have to fight it a little bit on the hill, but fight one thing a bit more once, or fight, you know, a smaller thing twice. And then the lumber should be no problem. There's literally a trailer over there with lumber already on it. I just have to go grab it. So in a little bit of muck, it's where it spawned. It's just like right by the water. But that'll be easy enough for me to just attach a winch and pull it to me and be done with it. Oh. Faking myself out with that waypoint. I was like... I was like, that doesn't seem like where I turned. It's like, alright, well, I already did the map, so I trust it. Why not get a sideboard bed and trailer? Because I have this right now. It's just, I didn't have to buy it, it's just on the map. I actually haven't even looked into a lot of the trailers to see which trailers make more sense than which other ones. Okay, so that's just where I put the dots so I could actually overlap them. Yeah, and I haven't worried about it too much. Like, that's the whole thing. I know I can go to the trailer store and buy it, but I gotta remember where all these trailers are, and it's just easier for me to be like, I got this trailer, it'll serve the job. I don't have to fight with it too much. It does relatively well. Okay. Alright, won't be too long up here before we, have to go off-road. Hey, Pronger, how's it going? Alright. So like 10 minutes or so will be about the point that I need to take my break. It is hard to guess when I should expect Tomb home, because just the route she has to take, it's one of those places that if traffic is not bad, it doesn't take very long at all to go on it. If traffic is bad, it can take a real long time. So there's a lot of variance based on commute. Like, based on the traffic. I wouldn't expect right now to be that bad, but you never know. Hey, Night Dweller, how's it going? One thing I'm gonna do real fast is I can't see what I'm doing, so we're gonna do that so I can. Alright. So more likely I'm gonna have to use the trick where I detach and reattach kind of thing. Yeah, no, and I very much appreciate that. It's one of those things that, like, for people who play the game, and know it well, you can kind of get into a position where you are backseating just by asking questions. You can effectively have leading questions kind of thing. So it is easy to... It's a way for people to backseat, but trying to not try and present it as if they're not backseating. Like, why are you going to this place to get a resource? Wouldn't it be faster to get it from this other place? And it's presented as a question, but it still spoils the fact that that's, like, the more optimal place to go. So it's that thing. Or it'd be like, for another one, it's like, have you reached the part that, you know, X happens in the story? Obviously, this is not a very story-driven game, so it's not really the whole thing. Or have you found Y? It's like, okay, it's not backseating, but it is spoiler. Your jaw hurts a little bit. Still need to brush your teeth and use mouthwash to clean the wound. Yeah, you had your wisdom teeth out, right? That was what that was? I remember people made big nightmare stories about it, and it was definitely not that bad. It was unpleasant, certainly. But I found a lot of times, I will simply say, people the age of my parents is how I will phrase it, that there is stuff I'll hear them go like, oh, you don't understand, it's so awful, it's so terrible. And it's possible that's just way easier now than it wasn't. Like, you know, just as they can't compare it, neither can I. But, well, and for the record, the wisdom teeth thing, it's not the actual procedure that's usually the awful part. It's the being sore and all the other stuff you deal with after, which is not that big a deal. Like, in my book, but it's the same thing. Like, I was dealing with stomach problems that we weren't able to figure out what the heck was going on, and they're doing, like, every imaginable test to try and get to the bottom of it. And one of the things that they did was, I'm not quite at the age you'd normally get a colonoscopy for, you know, screening for, like, cancer and everything. That's usually... It'd be soon, is the way I'll phrase it. It'd be very soon is when they would normally start. But it was something that's like, hey, it probably won't give us our answer, but, you know, you're not far from the age to do it anyways. And it can help us rule out a lot of stuff, so let's go ahead and do it. And I remember having, it was more the in-laws than my parents, but the in-laws going, it's like, oh, it's so awful, it's so terrible. And I'm like, look, man, yeah, it's a little disappointing to eat, like, a clear liquid diet for a while, and then take this stuff that just cleans you out. We won't go into details on that. Like, it's not a good time, but everyone is making it out to be like, it's like, oh, it's the worst thing ever, it's so awful, it's so terrible. Like, you don't understand how terrible it is. And I was like, nah, it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not having fun. But, does the camera appear blurry today? I hope not. It shouldn't. My lighting should all be fine. I might have knocked the camera, which is entirely possible. But yeah, it's just... It wasn't, like, usually with those things, it's like, I'm not saying it's a good time. I'm not saying it's like, oh, man, I had a great time. I cannot wait to do it again, or anything like that. I don't want to misrepresent it. But it was just, you know, it was presented as such a, like, doom and gloom of just, like, this is so terrible. And all that stuff. Maybe the resolution changed when you unplugged it? Maybe. We did reset it. Usually it doesn't mess anything with that. What I'd be more likely to believe is I'd be more likely to believe, like, a driver or something got updated, which is why it didn't read immediately, and that messed up my settings, and we just didn't notice until after I reseated the cable. Because I would 100% believe half that crap when it updates, it unsets your settings, and then you gotta go through and finagle everything. Yeah, it doesn't So like I'm trying to look at my preview over there. It doesn't look washed out to me. So when you're saying washed out, are you saying like less vibrant colors to make sure we're talking the same terms here? I just try to figure out in my head because there's a couple different places I can mess with settings, but depending on the specifics on which of the settings I need to be messing with. Yeah, okay. So it could be, I could see that. That'd be a thing you can mess with, like, on my break or whatever. Well, I won't be able to see it on my break. It's a thing I can probably adjust. I'll probably wait till we're, like... You know what'd be a good time? Is when I get to, like, farm sim type of time. When I get to other processes where I put the tractor, they say, go do your job. That'll be a perfect time for it. Let's see... Your pluck of hair is purple, right? So, my entire head of hair was purple. It's just, you know, it's fading. It needs to either be redone or cut off. We're at that phase of the process. Okay, so I needed 2 things of bricks. This is gonna be terrible. All right. That is going to be a lot of weight. Yeah, no, so I had purple hair. So you can kind of see it over here, like, it looks like it's a pluck. It's just a, it's just the way the lighting is that it really goes. Kind of says, it's not washed out to you, but yeah, you really just have been your 1440p screen letting the camp appear blurry. Not as sharp and clear. Yeah, like, for sharpness, it looks fine to me. Like I could see where it's a little washed out color. Like my skin color is a little paler than it probably should be. I may be gamer, but I have seen the sun before. Hey Mosbeck, how's it going? Sorry if I was a little late on that and being distracted by, you know, trying to troubleshoot things. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this back over here. This is probably going to be a really rough time. Lies, he's never seen it before. Hey, alright, how's it going? Alright, so we're going to immediately get that caught up on a hill. That's fine. Just gonna go right up here ahead. Quick winch to the back. And just use the better positioning to give me a little bit more torque. Just yank that over that hill spot real fast. Vampires unite. Alright, move forward a bit more. Can't tell if he's right or wrong. It's not wrong, it's right. Yup. For those who aren't catching, I know right outside of streaming and everything. I've known right for a long time. We went to school together and all that. Alright, now we're over that worst part of the hill. What console do I play on? I play on computer. Yep, 20 plus years? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a thing to think about nowadays where it's like 20 plus years. I'm like, you know, it's longer than that. I've been married to Tomb for going on 11 years. That time thing, it do sneak up on you. Oh, unrelated to all that, for people who didn't hear, it's not the official thing yet, but the news breaking from a bunch of sources is that TwitchCon this year, the North American one, is going to be in San Diego. So there's a very, very good chance I will be doing that this year, because that's not particularly far from where Tomb's family lives, and we're definitely overdue to visit them. Mostly my fault, but we're overdue to visit them. So it's kind of one of those, yeah, EU's supposed to be rundown. This is not official from Twitch yet. This is third-party reporting, but fairly credible resources. Which means most likely, I want to say it was September 20th to 22nd is the North America one. I don't remember the EU one. I definitely am not going to make it to Rotterdam. I would like to, but probably not in the budget. Is the way I will phrase it. It's definitely not in the budget. Going to New Zealand this past year was probably more than I should have spent, but I don't regret it for a second. But it does mean I gotta be a little bit more frugal on my travel plans this year. Alright, so we are fighting our way up this thing. Not that one, but that one. There you go. I knew it was going to be a problem going into this because I have no business hauling this much up this dirt path on this mountain. But hear me out. I could do one trip with way too much versus 2 trips with a reasonable amount. Because the good news, though, is I've got, like, one more bad spot here. And then, once we get over this bad spot here, the next bad spot I have is just on the other side. Like, there's a little river spot that just does a little dip into some mud. And if it's a real... Oh, I thought I was going to get around that tree. If we're in a real pinch with that spot, I can actually wedge the truck against a rock on the other side and then attach the winch so the truck cannot move. This game doesn't give tracked vehicles? I don't believe so. Like, that's the whole thing, is you're supposed to have to fight with it a certain amount and make decisions about, like, where you are and aren't going to go, how much you are and aren't going to pick up. You can fly as close to the sun as you'd like, but sometimes you'll live the life of Icarus, and you just won't make it. Now the big danger here is I know I could get across this mountain between using the winch and other tricks up our sleeve. The catch is, if I take way too long with a lot of this, then I can run into problems where we run out of gas. Which isn't that big a deal, but it'll just be an annoying delay. How am I doing on time? Because pretty soon... Okay, Tim's gonna be home like any time now, so I'm gonna need to run downstairs. Well, I don't need to, but I am going to run downstairs, welcome her home, grab dinner out of the crock pot and do all that stuff. Oh, that little tree doesn't stand a chance. But it was just enough to, like, dig us out of that rut. Yeah, so it should be pretty okay until I get right over this hill. When I get over that hill, that's where the water is. We are digging pretty deep trenches here, and I didn't do that the last couple times. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Can I have the camera, please? Thank you. Alright, so there's not really a good route to take across here. It's just mud. You can see where it gets really, really bogged down up there. There's plenty of trees for me to use if I have to. But I do think when I get over this hill, I'm going to take my break. Alright, come on. Oh, Tomb is definitely home. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my break now. So thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to be back in about 2-3 minutes. Just going to run down, welcome my wife home, get my dinner, which is already cooked. It just needs to be put in a bowl, and I will be right back. So thank you again for tuning in. It's a good time for you to stretch and do all your stuff then. Oh, we just had the ad break, didn't we? That's fine. All right, so I'll be back in a couple minutes. So thank you again for tuning in. Okay. There's fuel in there, but because we pulled the reactor, it doesn't look like it's that bad. Nice. So yeah, literally all I had to do was just grab the reactor and be like, alright, get it out of here. Oh! There's apparently still fuel in that line? Could you not bang in that door? I would like you to keep... I want the door. Stop hitting the door. I want the door. Thank you. Friends, don't mind me.
Thank you.
I have been kicked from the server due to malformed packet detected as I'm being grabbed.
Hey, you didn't
That's
get
fortunate.
grabbed.
Alright, well, let's see what happens.
I'll check it in.
I said, we'll see what happens when I come back.
I
I
killed
was
the
just like-
zombie that was grabbing.
Oh, nice. On my screen, I'm like, oh no, I totally did not get that run off on time. This is not the way I should have done this. Oh well, it's too late to turn around and rethink our choices. That is death right there. Bully, 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 bully. I don't know if that was a zombie hitting us or if that was us falling down. I am uncertain. Oh, please step forward when you get up. Please step forward when you get up. Buddy, you and me, let's do the worm over on this side. Get out of my way, man. I better not die from that. I hate crawlers. Well, that is our first zombie injury. Bentley, be ready to get the heck out of Dodge. Because everyone else is expendable. If Bentley goes down, the run ends. That is not good. Bentley, keep running, buddy. Yeah, we just killed our run. Because mechs never leave. Yep, when they broke the door, that kind of just screwed us. Because, I mean, I should have dropped back here and bottlenecked them there. It's too little too late now. They're fully surrounded. Oh, well. This run has been taking way too long to do anything anyways, so I'm not super upset that it's ending. Been a long time coming. I mean, I'll try and blow up more if I can get my hands on more utilities that can blow up. Can I get more dynamite? Well, here comes the train. I don't think enough time to move, so back it up, 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 back it up. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's what you want. Okay. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna declare a variable. We're gonna declare that variable of a type integer. And we're gonna set its value to input 1. Don't forget your semicolon. That's why stairs are terrifying. Instant takedown because I can drop on the stairs. That was a very unsatisfying way to die. She was in a fit of rage. She was really bored. She wanted something to do, and she had a knife. You know, we've all been there, right? Just you get a little bored, and you would just attempt to murder. Okay, just clarifying, that mole rat came out of the dirt, shot into orbit, and then fell to its death. Could someone clip that? You see nothing. You see nothing, worker. You move on. You killed 5 of my guards. No, get out of here, guard. There's nothing to see here. Oh, would you look at that? No. She does not put up with people who kill her guards. Sure. There we go. It's kind of wiggling to get the trailer to shift, and then turning the wheel straight so I have less resistance. Once I get over this hill, it's going to be so much easier, but we got to get over the hill first. Come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, no, we already knew we needed a new tractor. I just don't have the money for it. But my hope is that this is the money for it. Oh, I just realized something. How am I going to get onto that plate? If that little incline is too much for us? Because that plate is raised. I mean, I guess we're just going to try and go for it. Momentum! Carry me! Actually, it doesn't look like it's going to be that big a deal. I'm hoping. And we're starting to sell the mushrooms. Oh. And here I was making the comment to myself earlier. It's like, you don't fire the gun when you left click it without. Unless you aim it. I would be wrong. That startled me. Oh, wait. Hang on. No, stop it. Alright, let's be real careful with this. I'm not on my wheels. Nope. I didn't see there was a cross guard there, and I was able to drive like right over it. No, that's okay. We've done this before. Hey, Car, you wanna do me a solid, buddy? No, don't go anywhere. I need you. I don't actually need you, but I'm gonna. I can't see what I'm doing because of the light. That's like I see that I'm stuck in the post, and I could probably move this around to get free from it, but I can't really make out what's happening here. B cables are everywhere. All right, and we'll just get back to it with those crunchy stuff. Let's see what I missed. Never forget the side codes. It'll be fun to. What reaction? What's going on? Wait. Yep, reinstalling Windows 11. What? I don't know what I Okay. What did I apparently missed something. Oh yeah, it reminds me. Challenger colony that had decided to go into Immerse Rage tried to beat the vampire and got one-shotted. Yeah. Clipboarded to death? I am so confused. Oh, alright. Yeah, clipboarded to death. That's Prison Architect. That is another thing. I'm not sure if people saw. You know, so a recent thing that I saw announced as well is Prison Architect 2 is on its way. You still miss it? What am I missing? What? Kind of curious about Prison Architect 2? Yeah, it'll be different. It's 3D this time, and you get multiple floors and everything. It is by the company that acquired Prison Architect, not by the original devs, which for the record, the original devs sold it and moved on to other projects. It's kind of, they just wanted to, you know, you get one of those games that does extremely well, and after a while, most devs will burn out of dealing with it. So for them, it was kind of the right time that they could sell it off, move on to our things. Prison Architect 1 had lots of ridiculous nonsense you could deal with. There we go. Nedjar is making a song. Oh yeah, so I saw the auto mod thing and I moved past that kind of thing. I didn't catch it was a song request or anything like that. I was just like, oh, it got auto modded. Okay, the mods will have taken care of this because I could see that, you know, there's 2-3 mods here chilling, so I figured it'd get sorted. Oh, was that in response to the clipboard thing? How many hours do you think you have in SnowRunner? Probably 18, 20 or something like that. Not many. I'm still a new player. It's the reasons why, like, over on Twitch side, we have tags and everything, so I could do this, but on Twitch side, we have the whole thing where it's, like, no backseating and all that kind of stuff. There's not really an equivalent on TikTok where I can, you know, put up different flags and all that to be like, hey, this isn't what we want in the channel, or, like, for this content, or, like, what genre it is. I mean, heck, even just the stuff of, like, what game you're playing, TikTok's pretty bad about surfacing that. There's a reason why, even if you put the title of the name of a game and put in the category of name of the game, you'll still have people ask you what the name of the game is on the TikTok side. As, like, brand new viewers, I mean. Versus we do get that on Twitch for people who are returning viewers who are, you know, just You know, they just see that you're streaming like, oh, what game is this? As you have it set like 5 places. Now, I understand for people on mobile, sometimes it's really hard to see that information in an elegant manner because the Twitch app sucks. Just being the way it is. All right. Wait, what are you playing? It's Hello Kitty. I was gonna fill in the rest of it, but I actually don't remember the name of that game. It's the latest DLC for I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Unironically, a game you should definitely check out at some point. It is a one-and-done kind of game, but it's also free, so you know. And it is super product placement-y, but that's the whole thing. It's a meme-y kind of product placement stuff. And it is official. Like, literally Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know, had it developed and everything. But it is absolutely, completely and utterly unhinged. Not a short game? Colonel Sanders? I mean, I remember doing it like half a stream. Like, it didn't take me that long. Or if you mean this is definitely not a short game. Like, we're on stream 3 or 4 of this run so far, and we're still on the initial the initial part of the first map of this region. SnowRunner, yeah, no, SnowRunner. SnowRunner is definitely, that's not the button I wanted. Well, it would be fun to drive at speed and just, like, grappling hook around a tree or whatever. I don't think that's the strategy. You wish refueling your car was that fast? I wish refueling my car was free. I don't care how long it takes. I wish I could just go up and be like, fill me up, please. No, don't worry. I can wait. For this price, if it takes you half an hour, sold. You're about 100 hours in it, only at Alaska. It also feels like one of those games that'll be very hard to compare hours. Because if things go smoothly for you, you could probably go relatively fast, but if you're someone who's more stubborn and more likely to repeat mistakes kind of thing, I could see that making your runs take way longer. Oh yeah, this is super soupy. I forgot about this part. I really hope I can grapple to whatever that tree in the middle is. I could still probably make it work even if I can't grapple by just detaching from the trailer, driving ahead, reattaching. We also might just be fine. It's just pretty murky over there. Alright. I have a diff lock. Generally, the diff lock is good for in those situations. Like, right now, I have all 4 of my tires are kind of mostly sticking alright. From what I was finding with the diff lock, is the diff lock mostly shines in situations where if, like, these 2 tires aren't getting traction, those 2 tires are, that's when the diff lock becomes a big thing. We could try it, though. Because, yeah, all the diff lock does, it locks all the wheels so that they're rotating at the same rate. But as you can see, it's not going to do anything for me right here. The diff lock isn't this... Why are you not letting me shift? Oh, it's I hit that button. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm using just this without the low, so I am just throwing mud. I was really not expecting to get bogged down the farm. I can still work with this. It was supposed to twist me. That was my plan. Oh yeah, no, it's only available in my low gear. That's what I wanted, is I want to use the winch to twist the vehicle. So I'm not just in the tracks. There we go. Yeah, so I just need to not go straight into the mud. There we go. So let's get you up here real fast. And then all I have to do is I need to get myself into where that is. How goes the life and times of Joe SnowRunner? Muddy, rainy. Cool. Alright. So I'm going to do is I'm not going to drive right in that. What I'm instead going to do is I'm going to work my way around the other side. I'm going to back into it. Because I'm going to try to avoid going through the super swampy part myself. Alright. So you're hauling the Uber trailer? Not only that, it's brick and steel is what we put on. So that's the reason why I'm fighting it so much here, is it is an incredibly heavy trailer right now. It's actually a case where diff lock might actually help. That's not what I need. Because I just need to get close enough to that. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I can just go like this. And alright, so I need to drop off wooden planks now. Oh, let's put you Oh, I've clicked out of the window and I've drugged chat away, so goodbye, chat. There you are. Alright. When you're doing work, that's what you gotta do. This time you got to boot Windows 11, set up to a boot stick? Alright. Without issues, I'm hoping the reinstallation goes well. I hope so as well. It's never fun to deal with a bunch of operating system problems. Alright, so what I'm going to do for the moment is I don't really need this trailer right now. We're going to go ahead and drop that right here. Because now I need lumber, which is fortunately already on a trailer over there. I think that's overwhelmed with water, so I think we gotta go around this way. I believe this route is relatively okay. Alright. Your friends introduced you to Hot Pot? So much food? Uh-huh. Man, I haven't been to a Hot Pot in forever. For those who don't know what Hot Pot is, it's kind of like getting like pho or ramen, but usually they'll have like, you'll get a broth and they'll just kind of bring you stuff, or there'll be like a conveyor you can pull stuff. Depends on the setup. But you just basically get a ton of stuff you just keep adding to your ramen, like make the most ridiculous ramen ever. And just kind of pay, it's like all you can eat. It's good stuff. All right. I am curious a bunch of these little side missions. So there's the ones that have the obvious changes they make where, you know, there's a broken bridge and the bridge gets rebuilt. I am wondering if as we go through these, like some of the areas that are swamped down now will just stop being swamped down. Like that's the one that makes me curious about that pump. We were talking about draining the water. I'm like, is that going to actually lower the water level? Or reduce the water level in the areas you put the pump? Or is it just going to be like, you did it! And then nothing happens? I think that would be kind of a cool touch of you can affect it, which don't spoil it, don't tell me. I'm hoping it has a notable change, even if it's not meaningful, like that opens new routes, but just that you can like see that you're improving the place more. Okay, let's stop and get gas real fast. We're here. Let's try and go get this trailer. Now, I know the trailer's got water between me and it. That's fine. Yeah. Damage those parts. What'd they do for me anyways? Why drive safer when we can drive faster? Oh, I could have taken either route. It's fine. Okay. Fleet Star is peppier than you remember. We do have one engine upgrade we found. Part of it is I have no load and we keep going down hills.
Speed.
I have pretty to be like ED. Hey, Serious the Mage, how's it going? So I don't need to take the lumber from there because right over here is already a trailer. Now you look, there's some deep mud right here, so we're gonna not go and drive right to it. We're gonna go like this. Is that in range or do I need to get closer? I gotta get a lot closer. I discovered a new trailer. Yay, I knew it was there the whole time. I just didn't get near it because it was all up in the water. So you download the game, and this is exactly where you got stuck. Yep, alright, so we've already got that. So with this, I don't remember. I think that ends up being a really bad spot for us to cross. So let's go ahead. And we can zigzag up through the hills over here. I also go around the other way, but I'm going to zigzag through the hills. We'll stop for gas. And then we got to go up here and around. We can go down around here, across the bridge. The farm will be this way. Cool. Very quiet today, so no complaints. Quiet days are good days. I prefer quiet days. Well, it depends. In all reality, when I worked at stuff like retail and that, I actually did prefer, like, there's a level of quiet I like. But you get the idea. You don't want to be like totally frenetic where you're just trying desperately to keep up with the customers. That's no fun. You don't want to deal with a whole bunch of customers just copying an attitude or being difficult or whatever. That's no fun. But at the same time, when you have like a straight up no customer day, that can be incredibly monotonous. Setup turned out to be a full success. Nice. And that probably also depends, like, where you're working kind of thing as well. For me, days with no customer were rough. Like, getting the occasional one in there was really nice to just have a break. But with, like, nothing to do, your bosses would come up with creative things for you to be productive doing. And most of it was meaningless, busy work. It's just the planks are heavy enough. We weren't, like, our wheels are being lifted. That being able to output balance and input for me is best. Yeah, I mean, days where the inbox backs up are the worst. Oh yeah, no, like I definitely would say like proper busy is worse than a slow day for me. But a slow day is also not my favorite. When I was working retail, which has been a very long time, like boredom sucks. Like when you have like a proper busy day, or you're just dealing with, you know, the particularly troublesome person. Don't roll. Trying to go wide to minimize that. There we go. Because you'd have the day where the only customer who comes in is just that person who just wants to yell and scream for no reason. One of my tricks I used to always have to go to is when someone just walks and they start screaming at you, is, you know, you'd let them yell for a minute to see if they could just settle down on their own. But if they don't, you'd finally sit there and be like, you know, you kind of stop and like be like, "Hi, I'm," you know, give your name. What can I help you with? Like, I would like to help you, but right now I don't know what your problem is. So can we circle back and you could explain to me what you're upset about? Because right now, even if I want to help you, I have no idea what you're upset about.
Thank you Corrales for subscribing for 6 months. Woo, 6 months.
And thank you, Kira Liz, for the tier 1 sub. That's 6 months. You've been subbed to the channel half a year, so thank you so much for that continued support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot.
Thank you Ian for subscribing for 7 months.
And thank you,
Woo,
Yonex,
7 months.
for the tier 1 sub.
Trainers go. Choo choo.
For the tier 1 sub. That's 7 months you've been subbed to the channel. So again, a bit over half a year. A heck of a long time, so I really do appreciate that. Kicking off a hype train. Thanks so much for that. Today was fairly steady, but it wasn't like terribly busy. Just enough to keep you busy, kind of make things go quick. Yeah, that's the reason why I like days that were like not slow, but not really rough, is they keep the day going by quickly. Versus when you're like super duper slow, those days can drag on. I know they tell me it's one day, but I'm pretty sure at least 3 weeks went by when I got stuck in one of those days. Yes, thank you so much for that. So I do owe 2 Lego pieces here in just a minute. This guy home.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Rual.
Just went out for a friend's birthday. Nice. And thank you, Cerise the Mage, for gifting a sub to Rual. Rual, you now have some nice advertising, free viewing, as well as access to the emotes, whether you want them or not. No spoilers, please. Access to emotes, whether you wanted them or not. And thank you again for that support. And Ian
Woo,
dropping
100 bits.
dropping 100 bits, kicking us to our next level of hype train. So thank you so much for that. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of Lego pieces by the time we're at 4 Lego pieces now. I gotta go ahead and put on the kit once we're done with this. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, is I do have a Lego kit we've been putting together on camera and all that kind of stuff. And for every 100 bits or sub, it's a piece. I think kind of hard to not spoil the game when trying to help. Yeah, that's the game. I literally have no backseating. Like no backseating is right there in the tags. So I appreciate the offer to help, but I don't really want the help.
Gifting a sub to RCTM_06.
But thank you, Serious Mage, for gifting another sub to the channel. So RCTM, you now have yourself some nice advertisement-free viewing as well as access to the emotes whether you want them or not. So thank you so much, Serious Mage, for an additional sub. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. And that's 5 Lego pieces I gotta do. If my math is right, I can do the math at the end. I know I had 1 Lego piece I did earlier, and I think that's it. It's a good thing this truck has no back seats. Yep. Yeah, I've actually finished most of the not, like, main objectives on the map. We're just kind of doing some of the main objectives I've neglected on. So I think I've only got 1 more vehicle, maybe, to pull out of the muck on this area. So you're new? Yes. Very new to the game. I might not have it. I'll double check it. I believe I had it in the tags. If it went away, I'm a little annoyed by that. But yeah, I'll double check that. I should have the no backseating tag. Yeah, no, the other day I had in the title as well. It was like I had something that's like, you know, like we can't see how deep the mud is or something like that. Let's find out without backseating or something like that. All right. So wet harvest is done. So we would need the heavy yeah, we need the heavy crane for that, which I could buy. Drainage is the one we tried the other day at the end of stream and was a bit of a mess. So the essentials. So we would... Alright, so the essentials is the other map. I'm trying to focus on the stuff that doesn't require me to switch maps first. Okay. So what we're going to try doing, we're going to try and do the drainage one, which we tried to do that the other day. I'm just going to leave that there, it's fine. And that went okay, but we didn't quite finish it. So recover real fast, do that. Did you just blow up the engine when we reached the destination? Oh, I just banged it. So, like, we just kind of slapped it against the ground, gave it a little... Gave it, you know, a little love tap. In your opinion, drainage is fun? I was having fun with it. We just had, you know... You figure stuff out that goes well and not well. Oh, I don't want to buy stuff. I'm hitting the wrong buttons, don't mind me. Alright. Where are you at? There's the scout. Do I have any more stuff I can put on you? I don't want the SnowRunner one and this one, I don't believe. Because I could install that. It just changes the gearing, and that's not going to be that important for this one. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Like, I could get stuff, like, to help out a lot, but we have been hoarding our money versus doing anything reasonably responsible. Alright, so the plan is we're going to go for... Let's actually set our thing to drainage. We're going to start by trying to go back here, so we'll go do this nonsense. And last time we went from this island down to this island, and I went around to the left, and that didn't work out. But it looks like I was able to potentially go from here to over there, to using the truck that's caught up in the water there as an anchor point, and then just go like straight over to it. That's the plan, at least.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Jaywalker76.
Thanks, Ceresi Mage, for gifting 5 subs to the channel. I believe that's 5 subs, right? 5 subs to the channel. I really do appreciate that. That also does hit our sub goal for the day, so let me just mark that down.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Smokier Silver.
But yeah, so thank you so much for that. That does help. I'm trying to catch the names. Let's let that go.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Omgilovsteak.
So thank you, Ceresi Mage, gifting subs to Jay Walker, Smoker Silver, Oh My God, I Love Steak, Noodles, and Franthus.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage
That person's been there a lot. Why am I ruining their name?
Noodles 3,234,078.
Franthus. You all now have yourself some nice advertisement-free viewing, as well as access to the emotes. You know, whether you want them or not.
Thank you Ceresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Pharonanthus.
I believe that puts it up to 10. 10 Lego parts I owe. So you get to see some progress in that. But thank you so much for that. I'll do the Lego parts once the hype train ends. That way we kind of get like all the support out. I can cut to it. And then we'll do like the Lego all in one go so we can actually see it. Now the only downside of the Lego is my microphone doesn't go over there well. So I can build it all and that's all on camera. But if I talk from back there, it's like I'm talking from down a cave or whatever. It's fine. But yeah, no, I know I can get mud tires. I can buy them and they probably would make sense. But, you know, I'm hoarding my money. It's my money. You can't have it. I really should get... Honestly, I should be getting a snorkel. I probably should be getting some mud tires of some kind for doing this. Alright. But thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate it. Of course, I found that. It's fine. I really do appreciate all the support. It does it does make this possible. I do full-time stream. This is my income. So without, like, you know, everyone's generosity and support, I wouldn't get to keep doing this. And I like doing this. It's nice. So thank you for all that support. Alright, how are we doing on time, by the way? Okay. We're still doing fine. Alright. And the reason I keep asking about the time kind of thing, like checking my time, is I do a thing where about halfway through stream I do switch games. We're not quite there yet. We got a bit longer for this. Sammy says, Rual, do you have any other passive income streams? I know that's kind of a personal question, so feel free not... Oh, like passive income streams? No, not really. Like I don't have like Airbnb rental property or landlord or anything like that. And I wouldn't count like, you know, a 401k or anything like that because you can't drop from it until retirement or an emergency. But no, I don't really have something that would be like, you know, I'm just getting money from the side. This is my income. Like I do have money I've set aside retirement-wise in retirement accounts, but that's basically off limits unless I want to get, you know, taxed through the nose until I'm like 67 or something. Outside of big emergencies, they let you usually pull from, but we're talking like your house burns down or you need a critical medical procedure kind of emergency. So stuff I would definitely not want to try and borrow from. But no, like Tomb's working.
Thank you, Seresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to the _ins.
So we did a quick winch there because I was going to roll. So I just didn't take the chances. The moment it looked like it was going to go over the side, I just immediately grappled.
Thank you, Seresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Z0PHER.
Alright, let's go through this real fast. And thank you, Cerisa Mage, for another 5 subs, being super generous today. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you, Seresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Luna_Bell.
So, the Ints, Zopher, Lunar Bell, Ozalic, and CK Hawk, you now have yourself some nice advertisement free viewing as well as access to the emotes, whether you want them or not.
Thank you, Seresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to Ozalek.
So thank you again for all that wonderful support. I really do appreciate that. You're being very generous.
Thank you, Seresi_the_mage for gifting a sub to CK Hawk 00.
Now the one thing I will say is where, like, obviously I depend on that support and all that kind of stuff. I will always say, make sure you take care of yourself first, me second, because, you know, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help out others. But thank you so much for all that support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. Alright. So this is where things get dicey. That's... I am amused I've gone 2 inches and we're already in it. Alright, so let's, Alright, let's change the way we're doing this. So put this in automatic. So I was trying to go across this a little bit differently than the last time. It clearly was a mistake. I didn't expect to immediately sink in right here. But unfortunately, we have absolutely sunk in immediately. And I don't really have anything I can attach to anywhere. Yeah, because last time I went around this way, and I was thinking I would try and go across here and over. That was a mistake. I did not expect us to immediately just go plop. Alright, well, I guess... Because, like, I've got nothing to grapple to in any direction, so... I don't think we're moving at all, either. I mean, we're moving a little bit, but not enough to matter.
Thank you, Ceresi _the_mage for gifting a sub to Psy Omegas.
Thanks, Race Mage, for sniping Psy Omega. I really do appreciate that as well. And also hitting the sub goal I had set for the channel, which I forgot to update. Thank you for that. That also means we have doubled our sub goal. And that does mean it counts as another thing. And what that's going about is I do have it.
Amos for...
Thank you, Soul Blue, for the 100 biddies. I'm going to lose track of that. So keep in mind we had 100 biddies on the clock before all the generosity, and then I'll do all the math for all my Lego pieces I owe after that. But, you know, thank you so much for that. We're at a tier 4 or level 4 hype train, right about to cross to level 5. Only about a minute left in that. But yeah, so we did get another point towards the sub goal. For those who don't know what's going on with that,
thank you, Ceresi _the_mage for gifting a sub to SoulBlue23.
So Ceres the Mage, sniping Soul Blue, making sure everyone's got their emotes and advertiser previewing. So I really do appreciate that. So it's level 5 hype train. Let me go ahead and hit this button. I'm trying to just keep nudging the ads back so that, you know, we can keep, like, while the hype train's going, I'm just trying to keep pushing the ads back. I only can push them back one more time before it won't let me do it anymore. But thank you so much for all that support. I really do appreciate that. And all these people getting their advertisement free viewing as well as access to the emotes. So thank you so much, Cerise the Mage. You're being very generous. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. And I keep wiggling, expecting to make a difference, but we're just going to need to reset this. Maybe I can get that out, but I'll probably be so low on gas, it won't be worth the effort. Did we choose a bad time? No, you're good. The real thing is the ads chose a bad time to show up. I'm gonna always blame the ads because, I mean, they're ads. So let's try this again without immediately putting in the drink. Yes, thank you so much for all that support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, so we do have a thing going on with the channel that if I hit 15, so if we hit our sub goals 15 times before the month is out, that we were going to do a game night on Discord where I'll be hopping onto voice, and, you know, chit-chatting with everyone, and we'll play games and all that kind of stuff off stream. And then if we hit, I keep forgetting what I said for the amount, like 17 or 18 points, we will set up some kind of server or multiplayer that on stream I'll play with a group of people.
Conductor, maybe.
Thank you for another 100 biddies. I do really appreciate that. It does mean a lot. But yeah, so it'll be a I'm going up this edge a little much. Don't get stuck in that rock, please. But what did I just hit? Is there a tree down there? Like, we hit something solid in the water down there. But yeah, so it was just one of those things that I do appreciate those biddies and all that. Sorry, I'm splitting my attention 3 different ways. Just go way up over here, it'll be fine. Probably. Alright. But yeah, so we have it where at the 15 times. Hey, the Inns, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate that. I do hope you had yourself a good stream. Of what were we playing? Probably me that I hit in the water. Why are you in the mud? But yeah, so we'll do it. Thank you for the 100.
The Onek used distraction for 100 bits. It was super effective.
It was super effective. What is happening right now? But thank you for the raid, Ints. we're having a chat generosity
Thank you,
moment.
SC underscore the underscore mage for gifting a sub to Hikari underscore Rose 30.
So we have another 100 biddies, so thank you, Enoch, for the 100 biddies for distraction. And Serisa Mage giving tier 1 subs to Hikari Rose, Blue Squid, Lauren MJ.
Thank you, Saresi underscore the underscore mage for gifting a sub to Blue underscore Squid.
The very last Lardine, and Whiskey, JVCK. You now have yourself some nice advertising previewing, as well as access to the emotes, whether you want them or not. And the Int's also
Thank
getting
you,
hit with a sub.
The underscore mage for gifting a sub to Lauren MJ.
What are we even at now? It takes a moment for like the daily sub counter thing to catch up. But yeah, so like I said, at 15 sub points, like 15 times we hit the goal.
Thank you, Saresi underscore the underscore mage for gifting a sub to the very last Lardine.
And that's the last time I can kick the ads back five minutes for another hour. So I've kicked those as far back as I'm allowed to do it. Can't kick them any farther. But
Thank you, Saresi underscore the underscore mage for gifting a sub to Whiskey JVCK.
Ooh. Yeah, so according to my math, we tripled the daily sub goal. Yes, we did. So I need to put another point down. So that puts us at, for the month, we're at 6 points towards the 15. Then if we hit the 15 points, then, like I said, we'll have like a game night. It'll be one of the days that I normally don't stream. I'll hop on Discord. We'll, figure out some games to play, whether it's like Among Us or Phasmophobia or Town of Salem or Minecraft. Like, I'm pretty open on what we play, but it'll be something that, people can hop in and out of however we want to go and navigate that. And if we hit a 17, I would spin up a server to play on stream something, whether it's like Farm Sim or SnowRunner or Factorio or Product Zomboid. Like we'll have a discussion on the Discord about what the actual game will be. And then the nature of it will be whether I host a persistent server or it's something that, like, when I start stream, I bring it up, and then when, stream ends, I bring it down. Like, Factorio would be up and down.
Thank you, Saresi underscore the underscore mage for gifting a sub to Infinity Simplex.
Versus Farm Sim would be one we'd host. And thank you again for Cerise the Mage for another gifty sub. We're up to a tier 6 hype train. I haven't seen one of those in a really long time. So thank you so much for all that support. We do have another 7 minutes and 30 seconds or so before I can't stop the ads. I kicked them down the road like the 3 times I'm allowed to, and Twitch says no more kicking it down the road. You're out of time. So we got, another 7.5 minutes till that happens, whether I like it or not. I have long since lost track of how many Lego pieces. I think we're up to 26 Lego pieces? 27, 26, somewhere in that area. So that'll be a lot of Lego we'll get done today, which works out because we're at a step that has lots and lots of little pieces that is like, oh man, we're not going to see a lot of progress real fast. This does mean we can just fly through that step, I think. Well, so we have 4 pieces for the bits, because they already did 1 piece for the bits earlier, and then another 22 for the subs, if my math is right, so 26 total. Because 100 bits also is a Lego piece. So right now we're trying to deal with this one. Last time we took a different route that I tried the previous step and went right into the mud and got stuck. But we're trying to get to that little magnifying glass out in the water. The bot isn't subbed. Yeah, I need to figure it out. You can get permanent subs for like 1 or 2 accounts or whatever. And it's not a huge process, but I need to go through the process is basically where it's at. Alright, so I need to go over here this time. Alright, so the hype train has concluded. We have We're getting the level 5 hype train emotes. We hit a level 6 hype train of 16% with a total of 22 subs and 400 biddies. So that is hecking generosity. So I'm going to get you those Legos I owe here in just a minute. Let me just go out here, take a little bit of engine damage, just going through the water as you do. And we'll get over here into soup. It'll take just a minute to switch over to the Lego camera. So I owe 26 people. Get stuck again for us? That's going to probably happen whether I like it or not. So I've got 26 26 pieces to put on the Lego kit, so keep me honest on this one. I was waiting for that camera to not work. I'm going to try and make the microphone be reasonably over here. Oh, I was like, wait. We're not supposed to be able to have another one of those for a little while. That's how hype trains work. Man, I need to figure out this arm, because I have the arm like directly between me and the Lego, which is the reason it's a problem. Okay, so I've got a bunch of these pieces to do. So there's one piece, snapping a little peg on there. It shows them as being opposite of each other, for what it's worth. And oh, I see what's happening here. It wants me to go here, so that's another piece. That's 2 pieces. Oh, I see, there's a spacer. So it ends up being, for the rules I've used in the past, if that wouldn't stay on there, it's still 2 pieces. And then I go here, and that's 3 pieces. So I've got that thing. How close to done are you? Okay. Four pieces, 5 pieces, 6 pieces, and I'm hoping that's in frame. 6 pieces, and then we have 7 pieces. Once this actually connects. 8 pieces, and I can't keep up with chat at the moment, unfortunately. I do apologize. I'm facing the wrong way. That'd be 9 pieces. This does not count as a piece because I'm just attaching it to something that already exists. And we do it 4 times. So this makes it 10. 11. 12, 13. That one doesn't count there. So 14. And then we have 15. 16. 17.
Thank you Sir SE _the _mage for gifting
18.
a sub to CPT Insanity.
19 and 20. Alright, so it's 20 pieces so far. Alright. That's 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26, and I believe we just had one more sub, so that'd be 27 pieces. Okay, I believe I'm caught up. If I've got my count wrong, I'm sure someone will correct me. Alright. So yeah, so we basically got both of these done. All in one go. And what are those? I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that out, won't we? But thank you so much. So Cerise Mage saying no unsubbed allowed. Gifting a sub to Captain Insanity. I really do appreciate that you're gifting all your subs. Like, it does mean a whole heck of a lot. Let me go ahead and switch my camera back over here, and we can get back into the game. I do appreciate that. How are we doing with time now?
Yay. Ooh woo. Sometimes, the cake is a lie. Other times, the cake is real. But not today. There is no cake. The cake is a lie for reals. Yes.
Thank you, Such a Cookie, for the 100 biddies. So I owe Lego for that. I'm going to try and get back to the game, and I'm going to let that go for a little while, and then we'll go back to the Lego cam to continue things. Alright. No Lego? Do it soon. Alright. Each sub is a Lego, and each 100 bits are a Lego as well. Alright, I got a stretch I'll do real fast while we're waiting. It's mostly I don't want to keep cutting back and forth to the camera again and again and again. So don't you owe 2 Lego pieces? Wasn't it just 100 bits? Did I miscount that? Did I miss something? Because I got the one sub that Cerise the Mage did while I was facing that way. And then Cookie did their bits after I got back. So I got Captain Insanity's one. Because I did... Yeah, no, I got that one. I did 27 pieces while I was over there, versus when I turned that way, I said it was 26. Alright, so we learned last time that trying to go around this tree on the left... Like, on its right side, like the left tree, right side, was a mistake. Yeah, no, Cookie gave biddies, so I do owe a Lego piece for Cookie's biddies. That is true. But I'm giving that a moment, that way if anyone is going to be throwing any more bits or subs or all that, I can give it a moment. Because I just don't want it to be a thing where I keep cutting back and forth with the camera endlessly. Or wait, you know what we did? Didn't we go around this one to left to go that way? That's right. So we cross here, we go there, and then we go here. And then I should be able to get in range to pull myself to the truck. We gotta be real careful that we do not roll here. I learned my lesson last time. I tried to go around the right side of this, and I was just in a bad position to do anything. Go for it, go for it. You're gonna drown your engine a little bit. It's okay. Actually, we might not even drown our engine a little bit. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm a little nervous about... Okay. So we need to be very careful. Very careful about not rolling. There, this will be way better. There we go. The challenge of doing it... Well, yeah, no, it's, this, to me, I like this one. It's like... It is a disaster here. All right. All right, so I think we might... I don't know if I can anchor to that or not, but I can work my way around the truck using the winch. Ooh. There we go. Alright, I might be able to cross over here. Nope. Alright. What I'm trying to do is reposition so I can attach the thing. Wasn't this game about plowing roads or something? No, it's about, like, delivering stuff in terrible situations. So this is, like, right in line with the game. That I've got this truck that's, like, completely flooded out in the middle of nowhere. What I want to do is reach that back spot. Gotta back up, we're flooding our engine. Let's try going around it the other way. Okay. Actually... I'm really hoping I can anchor to that thing. Because if I can't, then we're not going to make it there. Ooh, that actually might work. Can I turn myself around easily, please? Alright. We're just trying to rotate. Come on. I just want to be able to anchor to anywhere else on that truck. This might work. It also might flip us. I'm surprised there's literally nothing to anchor on anywhere over there. I was hoping you could anchor onto that. Or to the back of the truck. Oh, I can anchor onto that spot now. But only with the front and the side. Don't roll me, just let me go with this. We're making it. We're doing it. Yeah, we got credit. Was it the most elegant way? No. Did it work anyways? Yes. Was it probably the intended way? Probably not. Nope, 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 no. Down. Now I'll try and get past the truck on this side, because we're going to make really terrible decisions here. Be fast about this. Come on, give, stop. No, I'm supposed to go to you, not you to me. Normally I'd want the other way, but that's... Oh, engine's done. That's what I was trying to do, but I got over here. I was trying to get around here and then just get to this side and doing the thing where you just pull it. I don't think this Jeep was going to do much of a good job of getting it, but we did get the pump. So with that though, our vehicle isn't going anywhere. All right, so we got that route done. So the next one, we have 2 pumps. We'll do this one over here. Okay, I'm thinking based on what I'm seeing here, the route we want to take is through here and then see if we can't cut through the trees there. I don't know if we can, but we're going to find out. And how are we doing on time? All right. I had to actually get to the pump. I didn't have to, like... Yeah, so I had to get to the pump. I would like to have gotten the truck out of there at the same time, but I don't think this vehicle is going to be able to pull that off. Versus if I can get my big heavy truck, even if I can't get all the way out to the pump, that's fine. If I can just get the truck nearest to some of those trees, then I can just rely on the winch, just drag it out little by little. And that'd work. Yeah, so let's see if I can't make this pump happen real fast. Alright, so where we left off, I owe one more Lego piece, or was it two more Lego pieces? Does anyone remember? Because I owe the one for Cookie. Was there another sub after that I'm forgetting? I think it was just the one from Cookie, right? Because I did get the extra one per Cerisa Mage while I was over there. The sub that happened during that time, I did the extra Lego piece. Does Cookie think? Alright, so let's immediately slam our parking brake in the middle of the road. And I'll get that one Lego piece, and I'll be right back. And cool. And the only reason I'm doing that where I was waiting on that is I didn't want it to become a thing where, you know, I have one Lego piece redeemed, I turn over there, I do it, and then immediately the next one happens, and then I have to turn over there and do it, and then the next one like, that someone could effectively just mess with things. Now, maybe I shouldn't care that much, but it would start to feel very disruptive then, versus if people are being generous like that, I'll let it kind of pool up, you know, for like 30 minutes or so, and then go all at once. Marker's behind you. You going to the same marker? Yeah, so it should be... Yeah, I just missed that marker is all. Yeah, I just missed the marker is all. I drove right past it. Does he take the fun out of it? I think it's speedrun. I'm confused. But yeah, no, it's not that I don't let people mess with things. You know, you just try and limit what kind of messing it goes with. Alright, so here is the question. So we have a rail here, which I hadn't accounted for. I'm trying to get to the pump in the middle of this area. So we're looking for a gap in the railing, which we've got here. And it looks like the railing might come back up here. Alright, so it could be I cross over there where we see the reeds. There's definitely a land bridge there. I'm gonna sink in the mud here, but as long as I can get through it. Oh, actually, I didn't even sink in the mud that bad. Yeah, so if I cross here, I should be able to zip in, probably sink into the mud here. Well, that was certainly easier than the other one. Okay, well, cool. I was expecting to have to fight that for a while. Alright, so let's see. I could see going around this way. I don't see a good route there. It could be a crossing here. It could be a crossing up there. I don't think that one makes sense. So I think around might be to go up here somewhere. Maybe this is an overhill area there. We go down this way and across. If that is the case... Yeah, because like what looks like a worn path here, not a proper road. That's what I'm hoping it is. And we've got ourselves a little bit of a journey to get there. A long day, mug empty. Funny thing is, where you write a cohesive thoughts. no longer working. It happens. Alright. So let's try and get over there. We'll want to gas up when we get to the north side town. Why did you stream, then end it when you joined? There was a audio thing. TikTok Studio had an update and it messed up my audio, so I had to restart the stream to fix the audio. The software for TikTok live streams is absolute garbage. And they can give out keys so you can use your own software, but they only do it if you're like a really big streamer or if they're specifically trying to target your region or whatever. The rest of us, we get stuck using their garbage software. How many hours do I have in SnowRunner? I answered that earlier. I'd guess somewhere in the ballpark of like 20. Maybe. Like, we had one short stream before this run, and all the rest of it's been in this run. Which, you know, we're only on this one map so far. So I'm a very new player to the game. Oh, no. That was, so people are asking, it's like, we just threw, like, did entire sections. No, that was, people were like, 1 Lego per bit. I'm like, well, no. Because someone could drop 1,000 or so biddies, completely finish out the Lego kit, and I can guarantee you the Lego kits will cost more than, like, 10 bucks. Versus the way we're doing it right now, by the time we finish the kit, you know, I will be able to justify buying a new kit. Like, it's not meant to be a thing to, like, get as much money out of people as possible. It's, like, to be an extra, just kind of fun thing to do along the way. That while people are subbing and doing biddies and all that, we get the added bonus of Lego. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mospec. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. A long, strange trip via Lego. Exactly. It was the bits we made along the way. I mean, for me financially, yes. And for those who don't know, Allison Adventure is a fantastic content creator on the platform. If you're looking for Project Zomboid, you can definitely find that over there. So, always good times. Been doing a cryogenic winter run. Like a proper sweaty cryogenic winter run. Where you get close to a fire and you hug it and you go, please don't die, please don't die. And then you go, alright, next area. And you try and run to the next area and find another place to hide inside or whatever. Hey streamer, why don't you do things the way you lose money? I don't know. It seems like a good idea. I probably should definitely do the thing where I pay to stream. That definitely is a sustainable approach. That's actually why with the Make Me Play we do have the whole rule that it either has to be a game I own, someone has to be willing to gift it to me, or it has to be a free game. Is because that's those things that, sure, it takes a while to get 100,000 points, but the fact is a whole lot of you can collect that concurrently. And if people start redeeming $70, $80 games and all that with that, it would very quickly run me out of, like, wipe me out financially. Not even that it's not like, economical. It would, like, literally, I would lose money. You're almost halfway there. I'm missing something with that, but that's no problem. So let's try and get that last pump. I have a feeling they're not going to do anything, but low-key, I actually do want it so that when we do these pumps, that you'll see the map change. Almost halfway to Make Me Play? Gotcha. Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of people saving. But that'd be the whole thing. If we had even 50 people save up the 100,000 points, and all of them went for like $50, $60 games I didn't own, you could get the idea. That would be what? Like, oh man, math is hard. $2,500 or something like that? The point is, it would be a hell of a lot of money. You do it 8 times if you want? Yeah, that is one of those things that is a concern. I am going to try and have, like, if we have people, like, overlapping redeem, I'm going to have, like, effectively a cooldown that you can redeem it, but it's going to be a while between them or something like that. If it does ever get to the point that we're just getting way too many redeems for it, you know, my choice is I can basically say I'll only do it once every so often, which just means that's what I'm committing to, is that'll just be how often it happens. It's a mission different part of the world. Oh, well, I have no idea about any of that because I'm a brand new player. So please don't spoil or backseat or anything like that. Let me find it. But it is a thing. If it started happening a lot, it'd probably increase the cost until it wasn't so frequent. It's not been a problem yet, but if it did get to that point, I'd probably do that. It's also a thing, if I end up having like the same game redeemed a lot of times, it's like, yeah, you know, it's cool that that keeps getting redeemed, but like, it really doesn't go well with the channel. There'd eventually be a point where I'd be like, alright, I appreciate it, but just playing the same game again, maybe not. I haven't had these problems. Like, we've had some games that did get repeat redeems, but they haven't been an issue. Like, and I won't let someone do, like, I won't let one person stack redeems, is I guess another rule I'll probably have. So like, say, I think Cookie said they could do it 8 times, so if Cookie redeemed it 8 times back to back, only the first one would be kind of accepted, the others would be refunded. That's fine. Because I'm looking at saving to ask you to play a game you've played before I was around. That's fine. As long as it makes sense, like, it doesn't have to be like a strategic move. That's the whole thing with the Make Me Play. Is it can be stuff entirely outside the normal genres. It could be something that I've already played before. Yeah, no, you didn't spoil anything. It's more Mossback is more basically being like, you know, kind of like, hey, just be careful about telling me things in advance because I can very easily get to spoiler territory. All right. So before I start trying to trek along this in the dark, let's get this last pump, because it looks like there's some area I might be able to cross over here. But yeah, no, that's fine. To ask me to play something I've already played before. We've had that happen. We've had people redeem to have me play Project Zomboid when I wasn't playing it for a long time. And that's fine. Just know the rule is I only guarantee 1 hour, but normally it's half a stream. The only reason I say only guarantee 1 hour is if someone gets me to play something, and it truly is like just really a, you know, really not fun kind of game, like just really a bad time kind of game, you know, that's kind of the minimum. Yeah, no, like, if Cookie like space them out, that's totally fine. Alright, so that's looking way deeper than I was anticipated being from here. I don't see a good angle. Like, you see there's a bunch of flotsam over there, but that doesn't look good. Naturally going down the ledge here seems like a move. Looks like there might be an area there, but I don't see where we could go to. You can see where I'm trying to get to. Let's get a closer look and see if this actually has, like, a sandbar or something. I mean, there is the bottom there, but I think that's pretty deep. We're gonna try it. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought it was. Try going to the left a little bit more. I've got a bunch of dead trees and flotsam out here. Okay, so clearly this isn't a bad spot to cross. Like, it'll be muddy and we'll get stuck a bunch, I think. But as far as it being too deep, that should be fine. And to the pump. So definitely one of these was harder than the other two. Now let's see, with these pumps we could start getting things back to normal around here. Cool. Are we going to actually see that happening? I don't think we will. Did you have to do anything to the pump? Just reach them? Yeah, the idea is you just reach them and you're like turning them on or making sure they're functional. Alright, so I do have a truck that's trapped up there and I have a truck that's down here. That's a heavy truck. And this one doesn't tell me what kind it is. That looks like it's a road truck, potentially. But yeah, so we're doing good on our contracts. Oh, I actually never went through and did the heavy truck. Yeah, so that's recommending an off-road truck, which I guess is a different category. We haven't gotten one yet. So I don't think we've actually gotten close to the Chevrolet Kodiak enough for it. Wait. They're both Chevrolet Kodiak C70s? Okay. So I guess we retrieve one and maybe use the one to retrieve the other? I don't know. Alright, so we've got these ones here. Mission-wise, we just have the missing machinery, this one. And I think there's one other mission I haven't grabbed, and that's the missing machinery. Yeah, so we're down to just, like, the 3. That said, it is getting to be about the time for the game switch, because if I start anything else, we're going to go long, which is totally fine. But for those who are new to the channel, basically what ends up happening here is I do play, play one game for about half the stream, and I do play another game, and that's to keep it fresh for both me and the other people tuning in. That way, if you start the stream, it's like, oh, this isn't my jam. That's fine. You wait a couple hours, and then it is your jam. Hopefully. But, and just the vice versa. It's the whole thing. So, I know you have some hours of this game. I wonder is how some of these trucks got into some of these spots. That is, there's a couple of those that you kind of scratch your head and like, but what? Like, you can get some of them, like the truck in the middle of the field in the farm. Like, okay, that truck was doing something like hauling something through the farm. Like they were doing their harvest or whatever, and it got swamped in. And then they talk about like one or two of them where like it was trying to go get something, and that was the round it got swamped. But then you got like the drowned heavy truck over here. It's a lake. You parked in a lake, my dude. How did you get there? But yeah, that happens. So what's going to end up happening is, first of all, for those who are watching on YouTube and TikTok, I do have to end the stream for you because I can't switch categories. It is the thing what it is. Go complain to YouTube or TikTok respectively, especially if you're on TikTok. Complain about the TikTok live studio thing and just say, let the content creators use OBS, because then I could change it and you wouldn't have to be kicked out every single time I want to switch games. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to end those, so don't forget to like and subscribe over on YouTube, and do the follow kind of thing over there on TikTok.